You see my screen, right?
Yes.
Just give me 1 second. Oh, why it's gone here? You able to see my screen?
Yes.
What are you able to see? This
That
packet tracer.
what we
You
were
able to,
doing yesterday.
packet tracer. You able to see, right?
The what?
You able to see this router, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now fine. Okay, that's good. This is what I wanted to say. Okay, that's okay. So now we just have to understand few things, then we'll proceed. Okay. So one thing we
Okay.
know that how to connect two routers, right? Now I'm going to explain the VLANs, concept of VLANs. We know the LAN, right?
Yeah.
That is a local
Local area
network.
network.
What is the VLAN?
Virtual local area network.
Okay. So we have to understand this VLAN concept. We know what is the LAN, right?
Yes. They connect with cable.
Yes, it is going to work within the organization, right? It is not going to talk to the outside the organization. So this is my VLAN, sorry, LAN. So what is the VLAN? So VLAN is something similar to the LAN, but it is a virtual, right? It's a virtual. So how it is a virtual? Let me show you something to you so you'll understand. So let us suppose you have a one of the computer, right? This computer want to talk to this computer. If I connect the direct cable, they're going to communicate, but they must be in the same network, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a prerequisite, right? But let's say suppose I have the scenario if I have two computer
Mm.
and they are in the different network, can they talk by the single cable? Cannot,
No.
right? They cannot talk by the single cable because they are in the same network. They are just different network. So how they are going to talk? So we required something known as the some intermediate device that could be the router or could be the switch. Which type of switch? Layer 3 switch, not layer 2
Yes.
switch, right? Because
Yes.
they understand the IPs. These
Yes.
understand the VLANs only,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So this is the reason if these two PC are in the different network means let's suppose this is the part of the class A network 10.10.10.10/24 and this is the class B network 172.16.10.10/24. So this is the one network, this is the another network. They cannot talk to each other. So I require the router or I require
Level
the
3
multi
switch.
layer 3 switch, then they're going to talk, right? So this is the
Mm.
normal definition. If we're having a different network, then we require the different kind of devices to make the communication happen.
Okay.
So similarly, the VLAN also play a very vital role here. Let me just clear the canvas. So my VLAN is also going to play a very vital role, right? By using that VLAN communication, I can do lot of things. Let's understand how the VLAN is going to work. So virtual LAN, let's suppose this PC having the IP address is 192.168.10.10/24. Which class this IP address is?
C.
C, right? This is
Mm.
going to belong in the class C. So now I have one other PC. This is the PCB, and this one happy IP address 168, sorry, not 168, 192.16.10 dot, sorry, what I'm writing, 16.10.0/24. This is again a class. Which class this IP
Answers
address is? Which class?
24
Yes.
slash 24 is
No,
a
no,
class.
you don't have to worry about /24.
Okay,
This
okay.
could be the due to
172 is a class
yes,
B.
yes, class B. This could be due to the VLSM,
Okay,
due to the FLSM, right? We can
okay,
broke na bigger subnet into smaller subnet. So
okay.
/16 is by default. So you can break na in multiple /24. This is why
Yes,
you don't have to
yes.
worry about that. You just have to check the range where it is going to
Okay.
break, right? Now these PC need to talk to each other, and both PC are connected with a single switch, right? This switch is here, this switch is here, and this is the layer 2 switch.
Okay.
Can they talk?
If they are in the same network, yes.
They are different network, no? See, they are different network.
So they can't talk
They can't talk, right? We are very
because we
clear.
need a layer 3 or router.
So yeah, so this is a layer 2 network. So this port is connected in the VLAN. Let's suppose I assign the VLAN 172. This port I assign to 192 by the help of the VLAN. Okay.
Mm.
So VLAN is something, it is the logically segregating the networks. How switch is going to come to know which PC is part of the which VLAN? You have to define this is the part of your network, right? This is your LAN, right? This is your entire LAN. You called LAN. But inside this LAN, you having the multiple LANs
Yes.
due to the multiple networks. Those are called as the VLANs. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If inside my company have the multiple network, those network are going to call as a VLAN. Let me see if I have, yes, here is a something. So VLAN is basically a number. VLAN is basically a number that can be 0 to 105. This is the normal range. Okay. So VLAN is just a number, right? It can be 0 to 1005 available on the switch. So you can use any this number. Or if you want to go bigger size extended number, that is start from 106 to 4094. So you can technically say that VLANs can be assigned to the multiple PC up to 4094. You understand this concept? VLAN is a
Yes.
number that range is 1 to 1005 and it goes to 4094. But this 106 to 4094 is extended range and this is the normal range.
Okay.
This VLAN can be assigned in the two type of ports. One is a trunk port, one is the access port. Okay. There is a two type of the port. Which port? The switch port. So let's suppose I'm going on this particular diagram. So the port, when we are going to configure the switch, we have the multiple ports. So we have to define the role of the port. This could be the access port or could be the trunk port. You can write it down. So
What do
what
you
is
call
the
it? Trunk?
yes, trunk port. Trunk port. TRUNK, trunk port. So basically the switch is going to be look like you just have to define some access port or switch access port or trunk port on the switch. So switch having many port. This is a switch, right? So this is your switch. Either could be the layer 2 switch or could be the layer 3 switch. We don't know which is, but the ports of the switch, either it's a layer 2 or layer 3, I don't care. There is two role is going to be happen. Every port having either two roles of any type of switch. It could be either access port or could be the trunk port. It is clear?
So they have two different types of ports.
Yes, switch having a two different type of ports. Many other ports also we have, but you just have to understand these two ports, right? First, right? So if I go on the particular switch, if I go on the Google and I just go and find the Cisco switch, you just go in the image. So let's suppose this is the one of the switch. Let me open. So you can see this is the port, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the switch, right? You can see. So
For the ports.
this switch having a multiple port, right?
Yeah.
So these multiple ports, either I can use this as a access port, this as a trunk port. This also, you can use any port as access, as a trunk,
You
but
can
at
use
a
any
time,
as strong.
but at a one time, you just have to use one port as a access or trunk, not both.
Okay.
Means one
Okay.
port either can be access or can be trunk, but not can be
Okay.
trunk or access both. Okay. So
So
what
you
is the
can assign any port to be either access or
or
trunk
trunk?
port.
Right. So if you are going to make a access port, right, it is going to carry, it will carry single VLAN. Clear? If you are
Yeah.
going to assign the access port, it is going to carry single VLAN. But if you are going to use the trunk port, it is going to carry multiple VLAN. Clear to you? These two concepts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you just have to note this concept. In addition of that, this device is also having some few ports also. Let me show you that port also. Let me figure out. So if I go here, what happened? Let me see switches. Cisco switch image. Let me see whether it's having bigger diagram. So you can see here. Hey, what happened? Come. So you can see there are a lot of ports here. So you'll find somewhere. This is the USB port, USB port. There would be some console port also written. Okay, so might be there is somewhere console. Okay,
Console.
yes, console port. This is the
Okay.
console port. So you know why we use the console port?
No.
If you have to configure this switch, how you can configure? So any router you want to configure, any switch you want to configure at the very initial level, means brand new switch and router you want to configure, you always require this console port. So console port is going to help you to just connect the cable from this switch. It is written somewhere in the console port, it's not visible. So this cable is going to connect with your laptop or PC, and by using those PC and laptop you can configure these switches. So this is the console port. Clear?
So it's used to configure any new router or switch.
Yes. Console port is going to be required. Without console port, console port you cannot configure it. Clear till here?
Yeah. But the
So now,
console port is the console port. It will be written on it. You cannot just assign any of the ports on the
no.
switch.
Dedicated port is available in the console port of the switch.
Sorry?
Dedicated port. Let me show you. So
Yes, yes.
if I
So
go
there's a
here,
particular port that is the console port.
yes, let me show you. If I go here, network devices, switches, you can see. If I click it somewhere, hey, come on. If I click it somewhere, let me bring the cable. See, there is a console port. You can see.
Okay, so the console port is
So
there on its own.
if you want to connect anything, you just have to click on the console port. Similarly, if I click the router also, and if I click it here, see, there is a console port.
Okay.
And auxiliary port is also similar to the console port. It's used to the configure the switches.
Okay.
And this is the USB console. This is the just another type of the console. By using the USB cable, means USB cables, USB connectors, you can configure the switches. So these all are the similar, acting as a auxiliary port is again to use the configuration. Out of band management, right? Means if you want to remotely configure this particular switches, you can use the auxiliary port from the some third party network, but it all are using for the configuration only, right? These ports you can see here, these ports can be access, can be trunk, right? So if I make this port as access, it is just going to carry the what VLAN? Single VLAN. If I'm going to make this port as a trunk, it is going to carry the multiple VLAN.
Multiple.
So I hope it is clear to you, right?
Yes.
Now moving to the
I will choose any port I want to use as
right. So
trunk or access.
yes. So if I go and discuss, just find out what is VLAN. So you'll find the definition. Let me go here. So what is a VLAN? So virtual local network is the broadcast domain, right? That is to prioritize the that acting as a partition and isolated computer that at the data link layer, right? Context of the virtual. So you're not able to understand this definition, but technically we have the bigger LAN, okay? But if you want to get them divided into multiple LAN, so virtual LAN is going to come in a concept. Simple definition. You understand? If you have the LAN inside my office and I want to divide in the multiple LAN, so this is the VLAN is going to identify that. Okay.
Okay.
So you can think in another way. Let's suppose I'm giving the another example. So let's suppose you having this subnet, right? 192.168.10.0/24. So this is the one LAN, right? Now I am asking to divide this subnet into 4 parts. Means you are splitting this subnet into 4 LAN. So when you are splitting this network into 4 LAN, they are going to bring a different 4 networks.
Yes.
They are going to bring the different 4 networks. So the first network could be, might be it is going to be /26, right? Second /26, third 26, and fourth also /26, because this is going to be 192.168.10.0. So 256. You divide by 4. How much it is going to happen?
64.
So 64, right? 64. So 64 is the block size, right? So if you are going to divide 256 minus 64, how much? 2. It is going to be 9, 1, right?
192.
192, right? So this is going to be your, if you go in the calculator, it is going to be, give the result to just quicker. Subnetting calculator. Okay. So if I just want to get, wait, which one was that? No, this was also not. Okay, this one. So I have this network 192.168.10.0/24. Subnet smart is this. I want to get the 4 network, right? So if I click here, see, this is my first network. This block size 64, you can see. And subnet mask is going to be always this 192, right? So this is same thing we get 192. The subnet mask /26 192, and the second network is going to be happen 192.168.10.0 that is 64, right? The third
Yes.
network 192.168.10 dot, that is going to be
120,
128.
128.
And then last one is
The
a
last one
192
is 192.
10.192.
10.192.
So these are going to be split in the 4 network, right? So now I'm asking the question, if this is a switch, okay, this is the PC1, right? This is the PC2, this is the PC3, 2 and 1, and this is the PC4. This one having the IP address 192.168.10.1/24. Let me, this one having IP address 192.168.10.65 slash, sorry, 26. This one having IP address 192.168.10.129 slash 26. This one having IP address 192.168.10.193 slash 26. Are they going to talk to each other? Now, are they going to talk to each other?
Now they have different network.
They have the different network, right? But if I do it this way, if this switch having again the 4 PC, right? Right? I assign this IP address 192.168.10.1/24. I assign this 192.168.10.65/24. I go
Slash
192, yes, 168.10.129/24. If I go here 192.168.10.193/24. Are they going to talk?
Is that when we need a VLAN?
Yeah, these are these are going to /24 subnet. So are they going to talk now? You just refer this network earlier. This was the original network, right? So now they are belonging to the same network, na? They are going to belong to the same network, right? You can see IP are different, but they are belonging to the same network, right? This network having 26 to 56 IP address.
Yes, we just divided it. Yes.
No, this we just given the IP address, but subnet mask is /24. So they all are the same network, same house.
Yes. Okay.
Not, so they are going to talk, right?
Yes.
So if my big network are going to talk, they are going to consider in the same LAN, right? But if I'm going to divide my network, that's going to happen different network. So that's why segregation of the major network into the minor network and further make them communicate, VLAN is going to do that particular job.
Sorry. So now we're saying that even after we after subnetting, they're still in the same network, so they will still talk.
Wait, I'm talking, this is the original network, right? If I'm going to use this network before subnetting, this is the IP address, this is the IP address, this is the IP address, this is the IP address. They are going to talk or not?
They will talk.
Because they are in the same network.
Yes.
But when I do the subnetting, I divide into 4 network. Now I assign the IP address with the subnet mask 26. Are they going to talk?
Oh, that's different network now.
Now different, they cannot talk, right? So basically it's a LAN, but how it is going to be different network? Because of the created the 4 LANs. And how it is going to create the 4 LAN? Based on the VLAN concept. So VLAN is something.
I'm a bit confused there now. See the IP, the one you wrote at the very top, 192.168.10.0/24. So that's the, they said that's the main network, right?
Right.
So in this one that you did with the blue pen, we just assigned it. It's different computers. It's still the same network.
Right.
But it's still like, it's the same thing when we subnet. That's the same thing we get.
What?
192.168.10.1/24 for PC1. PC2, 192.168.10.1/65, and then this one's /193, this one /129. So you're saying all of those four, they are still within the same.
Because IP range is going to happen 1 to 254, 4/24. This is the valid IP range, right? So they are going to same network, na? The IP is going to be same network. You can see.
Yeah, they're all in the same network.
Right? They are going to be on the same network. What is the problem?
Yeah, but you're saying that the red one is not the same network.
Not the same network, because we divided this network into 4 parts. So their IP are in the, from this, you say the IP address, how many IP address we are going to get?
Okay, because we have changed it.
Subnet mask.
Okay.
So how many IP is going to valid from here? 1 to 63, right? And then 65 to 127, right? Is it going to happen for this one? And feed 129 to
191.
Yes, 191, right? And this is going to be 193 to 254.
25.
This is the valid IP address, right? Or 255. Yeah, this is the last IP address. So they are going to be different networks. So the VLAN concept is going to be same. VLAN is just going to be divide my one network and multiple network within the LAN, and then VLAN is going to make them communication happen with the help of some third party or means third intermediate devices. Let's suppose now I have a scenario this way. This is my switch. I have the PC with 192.168.10.1/26. If they want to talk to another PC which having 192.168.10.65/26, these are two different network. You can see.
You wrote
Sorry,
24. 26.
yes, they are two network. So I need to assign this PC in particular VLAN. So switch will understand this PC in the different network. This need to assign in a different VLAN. So this switch will understand this is my different network. So which VLAN shall I consider? So I can consider any VLAN numbers from this range. This is my normal range. Or I can use the number from 1006 to 4096. This was I think 9496.
So let me just clear something now. After subnetting and we get the new network, say we subnet, we divided the network into 4. So we get 4 different networks. So now, after subnetting those 4 different networks, they are now different network. They are, because their what's it called, has changed. The CIDR has changed now. They become different network. I mean, the subnet mask has changed. So they will become different network.
Right.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes, because we split the major network into the different network. This is what I am trying to say.
Okay, so once that's what I just want to confirm. Once we have split the network, when subnetting means that we are dividing the network, right? So after subnetting and we have divided the network into 4, into 10, or whatever, all the different network address of the different subnets now make them different network. They are no longer the same network.
No, they are not going to longer the same network. They are going to a different network.
Okay,
different network. Every network should have the unique VLAN ID address.
I get it.
So let's suppose I want to use this network as a one VLAN, so which I can select any number from there. So let's suppose I select this network VLAN ID as a 11, and this should be different because this is different network. If you're going to make the same, it is not going to work because it is going to confuse. So you just have to select the 12. Okay. If I another
Okay.
PC here, which is the network like 10.10.10.10, let's suppose completely different network. So this should be some 13 VLANs. You just have to assign on it.
Okay.
So VLAN is just a tag. VLAN is a special tag. Special tag show that switch understand at which port I need to forward the traffic. Once receive traffic from somewhere outside of the network or within the inside of the network. Outside network, who is going to give the traffic might be the router. Inside the network, that is might the my this PC want to talk to this PC. So how they come to know I need to forward the packet from this PC to this PC. This VLAN is going to be make a play a role. So switch is going to make a table. In that table, he will learn the address, that is the MAC address from this PC and also from this PC and maintain the table. This VLAN 11 MAC is, let's suppose AA. VLAN 12 MAC is BB. So this table is going to maintain in the switch, and based on that, they are going to do the communication, right? But these are the two different VLAN, so they cannot talk even they have the MAC. They need to go for the some layer 3 device, which could be the router or which could be the layer 3 switch. You understand this concept?
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's do the lab. Okay, so let's do the lab. So let me first do the lab. This one. Hey, why this is wow, I just forget. Okay, leave it. So if you want to rename this, you just click it here and you can put the name switch 1. Okay, so you can just rename it. Now required the PC. So I just go there. Let me go here. I'll go here and I'll just connect the PC. Okay, this is the one PC. This is the one PC. So now I'll just go and write PC A VLAN. I can just put any number. Let's put the VLAN 10. Okay, this is the PC is a VLAN 10 and this is the PC B and
VLAN 25.
VLAN 20. Okay, just take it. So I need to assign the IP address. So let's assign the IP address. So IP would be, let's suppose 10.10.10.10/24. Right? This is the one IP address. And this one having IP address is 20.20.20.20.20/24. So now I just given the name. So I need to connect the cables. So I just select the automatic cable, or by default, which cable is going to be selected for this case. This is automatic select the crossover or like it's the straight cable. You don't have to worry about that. It will automatically select this one. Okay. So if you're going to use this one, it is automatically going to select the which cable. Which cable it is going to use between the switch and?
Normally it's a different one, so it's a straight cable, isn't it?
No. Crossover cable.
No, because it's connected to a different device.
So crossover
You said
cable.
crossover is the same device.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, different device. Sorry, it's not router. It's a switch. Okay, it's a straight cable, right?
Yeah, it's
right.
a switch. Router is
Yeah.
yes, I get it.
So now I have to connect this port. So you can see this port 01 is connected. So now it's showing the amber. This is the green, means this port is connected up and working. So similarly, I have to connect another cable from this to this, right?
So when you click this one is that looks like spark, it will pick the correct cable automatically.
Yes, it will pick the correct cable automatically, right? So if I open this switch, right? If I open this switch, you can see this is the switch. Just go in the configuration and CLI. So you just have to do all configuration of the switch on this particular port, CLI. Okay, let me put topology in this right side. So this is your CLI, right? Now let's go on the PC, open this PC and this PC also. So we just have to assign the IP address, right? On this PC, then only it work. So we go in the desktop, we go in the IP configuration, right? And we just have to give the IP address. What is IP address? 10.10.10.10. And
1,
we just
2, 3, 4.
see it is going to take the subnet mask.
255, 255.
So you just have to edit it, okay? 255.255.0.
I thought it brings up the subnet mask automatically.
No. You just have to, because you have given the /24. So you just have to change it, okay? Based on the CIDR. Okay. So now if I go in the IP config, see this is my IP address, right? Now go in the PC2, config, desktop. So this is going to be 20. It is going to take again class
255.255.255.255.
No,
.0.
.0, right?
Yes.
So if I go here, it is
IP config.
Right. Okay. So these two things has been done. Okay. Now let me show something special to you. So let me open this one and so you just have to understand command line interface, okay? Little bit. Just so once you log into switch and router, you have to understand their command line interface method, how it is going to look like, right? CLI is a command line interface. Understand? Command line interface is CLI. So this is a switch, how the switch is going to look like. Once you want to access this switch, you have to access via the command line access. So one is, if you want to access the switch, you have to connect the console cable, right? And then you connect your PC with that console cable. Then you can take the CLI access command line interface of the switch or router. This is the one method, right? Another method we have, let's suppose this is my switch, right? Or this is my router. If they are able to ping from my PC, means PC is able to reach them via internet, right? So we can use this protocol telnet and SSH. So basically, if I want to access from the remote, means remote CLI, then it is a telnet and SSH is going to require. If I want to just connect the cable in the switch,
can you please give me 1 second? 1 second. I just need to.
Yes.
Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. You can go. Hello, I'm here.
So if you have to do the access from the remotely, then you just require the telnet and SSH, right? But if you want to just go and sit in front of the switch, you can use the console, right? Clear?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is the two things. So remote is telnet and SSH and local is the console. So now I'm accessing this particular switch. This is a switch, right? I'm accessing it. So which method I'm using right now? I'm just clicking. I have the CLI access of the switch. So which method I'm using right now? It's a remote or the local console?
It's the local one.
Local console. This software is giving the privilege. It's a simulator. This software is a simulator, means not original device, right? But it is going to give the exact flavor and feature look like the original device. Only this is the software, so it is just going to simulate that everything which can be happen in the local means real devices, right? Okay. So we are on the simulator. So once you log in this simulator, initially you will find this either switch or router, this arrow. You can see this arrow. Always. So what is known as this arrow? Let me go there and explain. So you can connect the switch with RJ45, PAC, this all explain, right? Console connection. This is 3 method we have, okay? Row level cable you use, you can use the USB port as well to connect the console switches. And see, there is a console ports. You can see it is written here. You can see.
That's fixed. Yes.
Yes, yes. The console ports are fixed. Either is a USB console or it might be the RJ45 console, but it is a fix,
Okay.
right? You have to take the special software to take the console. That is, these are software. So you have to use this software, PuTTY software, other console software to take the console session. So this software is going to be required in your computer. Then only you can take the console. So means if you have to take the switch access or router access, this software must be installed in your PC. If you're not going to install, you cannot take the console access. So no worry, you probably not required this because you have to work from the remotely, but you should know a little bit how it is going to happen, right? I'll explain later stage how it is going to be happen. So this software is going to be required as a console software, and this is the method console, telnet, and SSH. By using these three methods, we can talk to the router or switch, right?
Okay.
So console is a local. I can sit in front of the router or switch. Then I can talk to them, or telnet SSH. I can sitting in the remote. I can talk to them, right? So once I log into the router, right? Initially, it is going to give this some mode, right? So once I log in, I'll have this particular mode, right? So this is known as the user mode. You can see here something command you can run, specific command you can run. So initially when you log into the router, right? So you will always going to be land in the user mode. This is the user mode whenever we're going to be on the router. So this is the user mode. See, this is the user mode. Once you want to go in the enable mode, right? You have to run the command enable. So I can go in the enable, right? So I'm in the enable mode. I can do some extra thing from the user mode. If I go in the configuration mode, then I can do the configuration something on this switch. So if I go here in the switch, user mode versus privilege mode versus configuration mode. So you'll find that this is Cisco. So user mode. So in this particular user mode, you can do few things, means few command you can run only. You can run few things, small thing you can get that particular in the command information, not more than that, right? If you're going in the particular user mode, you're not going to get lot of information there. You are going to get small thing in the user mode, right? But if you're going in the privilege mode, you can do lot of things. But in this two mode, you cannot do any configuration.
Okay.
You cannot do any configuration either of these two modes. You understand this?
Yeah.
Means if you want to do any configuration on this particular switch or router, you cannot do either user mode or the privilege mode, right? Clear? So see, this is the configuration, right? So once you want to go router, this is the user exe mode, right? This mode you'll see, this is the privilege mode. This command you see, this is the configuration mode. Now we'll discuss what if command, router command, line command, what that mean. But first three you understand. So now you tell me, I'm which mode right now?
Number 4. That's the configuration.
No, why configuration? See the arrow? This arrow configuration, you can see this is the is there any config written here?
Oh, router mode.
No. User mode. This arrow is either switch on router. If you see this arrow, this is the always user mode.
Oh, well, because it's a router there. Okay.
Yes. Now, if I put enable, sorry, I put the wrong command.
Good. Okay, so when we see that arrow, it means user mode. The arrow means it's user mode.
Yeah, arrow means user mode. just router, and the hash is
hash
just
is
privilege
privilege.
mode. And if you have the config
Yeah, that's
before
another
hash,
hash.
yes, that is going to be your, let me close it. Let me try to open again. Still translating. It is going to take a time a little bit, but it is going to be up very soon. So this is 3 modes we just have to configure. Means it is not going to configure. So if I go a little bit, let me open my CCNP, so I can show you. Automation in 4 slides. I don't know which module it is. Let's see. Even I forgot. Leave it. I don't know which module it is, but there is some few commands it is going to give. So probably so once we available, this is the user mode. Once we put the enable, this is going to give the privilege mode, and then we just have to do that configuration.
So is
So
the user mode is what we will.
yeah, this is a user mode. You can see this is the user mode, right? So from
User
this
mode.
user
That's
mode,
what we use to configure.
no, this is not for config. It's just for the show command. If you want to
Okay.
see something as a show command, but very limited, 4 or 5 command you can run this particular user mode. Not more than that. Just 4 and 5 commands you can run. Okay. So I
Okay.
will tell you those commands which is going to be run. Just show command. Probably you can see from here.
So
If
both
I
user and privilege mode
if I
is
say
to run
if,
commands.
yes, you can see these only command you can run in this switch mode, user mode, right? You can see these only. Even you go to show command, you have this only parameter you can show in this particular command. Limited command you can run it. Means you have just limited view access. User mode, limited view access. Okay. If I go enable mode, right? So I have full view access, but I cannot do the configuration. If I run the show, you will see my list would be the very long. You can see this list is longer than the previous one. You can see, and this is the question mark when I put just this much command I was saying in the user mode. But if I going to put this command again, question mark, see how many command I have, more command I have, right? So in short summary, if you are in the user mode, you having the limited show commands. Privilege mode means all show command. You can see that. Clear? Config mode, in both mode you can't do the configuration. Can't do
Privilege
config.
mode is all.
Show command. You can run
Oh, it's
all
all
show.
show.
Yeah,
Show.
all show command. Yes. Config mode, you can do all the configuration. So if you want to do the configuration, you have to do in the configuration mode only. No other choice. Okay. So
Okay.
let me save this lab. How this lab can be saved, right? So we can continue from tomorrow from here. So I'll go here, save as. I can save this topology, right? And let me delete, or I can just save. Oh, I can save as. I can put the name CCNA VLAN 2024, right? This is my file name. So now my file has been saved. So if I just close this, okay, And if I open it again, this packet tracer, so my file is saved, I can open it again. Let me go here, so I can open it.
Is it your screen that you are sharing with me?
Sorry?
Are you sharing your screen with me?
My screen is not visible?
No, I'm asking, are you sharing your screen or are you working on my laptop?
I'm sharing my screen, not your laptop.
Okay, because I'm seeing the same thing that is on my laptop
No,
at the bottom.
So you can open this project and you go, this is the lab. So now I can use this lab anytime. Oh, it's deleted. Oh, now it's below one. Okay. So this is my lab. So we'll continue from here tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you come early, just let me know. Okay. Any day. Just
Oh, I
message.
will let you know when I can come early.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Maybe when we change our time in March.
What time you want?
When we change time in March, end of March, we can start at 6:30.
Yes. Yeah. Sure. 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 That will good. Okay.
Yeah, but that's March when we change time.
Okay. Okay. Then fine. No problem. Okay.
So, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.